Figueiredo, the champ, is calling for a Moreno rematch in Mexico. The only caveat that he threw on it, he's going to force us to watch a fight that we never wanted to see for 3 times. We got to go watch it a 4th. Oh, my goodness. Guys, we're going to get stuck with this. And this isn't just our cross to bear. In all fairness, it's not. The 125-pounders have not offered us anything different. The 125-pounders look up to their leaders, which is Moreno and Figueiredo, and they take their cues from them. They need to understand those two are trying to take everything and run off and leave you all behind. If you're 125 pounds and you have not spoken up, I spoke up for Kaikar France. I spoke up on his behalf. Nobody else has. Not only because I think he's an excellent fighter who, in all fairness, does deserve it, and I do think that that win over Garbrandt has to mean something, right? If you can beat a world champion, generally in this sport, you get to then fight a world champion. I don't think I'm alone in that, but the fact that Kaikar is being radio silent, he needs to make his call out directly, and it's to Figueiredo, period. If Figueiredo's out there using a bully pulpit to say names and they're not yours, he's not your friend. He is now your enemy. And if he's trying to do business with somebody else and exclude you, he is not your friend. He is your enemy. And even though Kaikar France is the only name that I can produce for you that has a legitimate argument on paper, any of them should be speaking up right now. They should all be making their case forward. And as much as I don't want to say, see Moreno versus Figueiredo again, as much as I just don't want to. I'm upset with them for what a terrible job they did. I'm upset for them for the lack of media. I'm upset for them for being a main event the first time they fought, never returning to main event status and thinking that that's okay. I am upset at the agreement and the exchange, both monetary and time, in exchange for what we got. If I'm alone on that, fine. But in all fairness, I do want to see whatever the biggest fight is. And right now it is Moreno and Figueiredo. The very match I'm spitting all over is the #1 fight because it's the one anybody's talking about. That is the job of the 25-pounders. Figueiredo's job is to make sure he defends for the most money against the easiest opponent. He's identified his easiest opponent, Brandon Moreno. That's Figueiredo's opinion. I thought Moreno won the fight. Figueiredo was saying, let me have him again. I've got him figured out. I got this whole thing handled. I'll even come to Mexico to do it. He's trying to sweeten the pot against himself because he's so confident that he has done the only thing he's supposed to do, which is find the biggest paycheck for the easiest job. That should be infuriating to everybody. And I'm screaming this from the rooftops. I'm not getting any echoes back. And the reason I'm not is not because you guys don't agree with me. You just simply don't care. You don't care who your co-main event is going to be. You don't care who's jerking the curtain. You know these guys aren't going to be a main event. You already watched them do 15 rounds. What's the difference? I mean, I get it. I get that you're not interested. I'm asking you for a favor here. Help me out. Help out Kaikar France. And we can continue to hate that entire division. They've done such a bad job. The mere fact that I'm the one over here talking about this, I've said Kaikar France should be fighting for a championship 4 times today, which is 3 times more than Kaikar France has said it in his entire life. But who else has said it at all? Who else has brought it up? Who else is looking at the board and doing the math, which is Figueiredo Moreno is likely to not be forced on us a 4th time. Which means you could go fight Figueiredo and have a championship fight, or you could put all your attention onto Moreno, which if you beat him, you will then become the #1 contender. The 25-pounders, to a man, not one of them has done either. They haven't done either. They are that out of touch. And they look up to their former champion and their current champion so much that they don't realize those guys aren't looking up to you. They're not looking out for you. They're not willing to have some parity. They're not willing to spread it around. They're going to go back and forth until this run dry. They cannot get to a main event with each other, but they can't get to a main event with you either. And they got relegated to a pretty good spot, which is a co. And everybody seems to just leave well enough alone here. And there's a number of guys that you want to ask, what are you doing?